Nobody wins when the family feels.
13 years old, 7th grader. Let's go.
Picture me scorn. Nigga, picture me scorn. Can you picture me scorn? I'm scoring 100. Picture me scorn. Don't wanna see it, get some rest in. I ain't got no love for these niggas, just like 23s and happy.
Fall to Marcus Sanders, and that's why he's being charged with capital murder.
New at 5, a major development in a story we've been covering since Sunday. The man accused in the deadly Saenger Theatre shooting now charged with capital murder.
The Mobile
second victim. DA Blackwood says the newly filed capital murder charge applies because the shooting happened in front of Williams' child. The fact that it happened during a dance recital makes it all the worse, he says.
Crews caught up with a witness who says her son told her to get down.
We heard a shoe, and my son said, "Mama, get down on the floor." And that's what I did, because I'm thinking that it was part of the performance. And lo and behold, when my son told me, he said, "Get down on the floor, Mama," and I got down on the floor.
Don't get me wrong, I get it. Our child is the most important thing in our lives. Let's be real. Or our children. But if we throw our life away based on emotions, what good is that for them? I want to make this clear because I know sometimes, man, our ego, that fake pride get in the way where we can't see another man or another woman next to our child. And I'm not even in this situation when it comes to both parents in the household, nor did I grow up that way. But I am honest enough to say, if you do want to control that, it's probably best you be with the parent of your child. Because if not, fam, we have no say-so who they talk to. We can only pray and hope to God they make the right decision and be in our child life just as equally to be able to block anything that could prevent them from being the best version of themselves. Now, I say all that to say this. There's a couple stories I want to bring to you guys' attention, but today we're going to Mobile, Alabama. Well, at least for this video. Today we talk about a dance recital that turned deadly for kids. A young man getting gunned down on camera in front of his daughter by his baby mother's boyfriend. Now, according to the lawyer for the boyfriend, they've been having altercations. They've been having back and forths, which brings us to today. The last altercation turned deadly. But a man just got murdered, whether it was self-defense or not, because he brought a firearm in a public place, which is a huge no-no, regardless if the firearm is registered or not. Today, we briefly go over this story, pay our respects to the victim, see what took place, talk about the establishment and where we stand today. But before we go over this, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. Fan me, Carl Williams III. He was a quarterback for BC Rain, class of 2015. Here's a picture of him as Rain hosts Faith Academy, October 17, 2014, at Trimmer Park in Mobile, Alabama. In high school, he was a star. Check out a clip.
Picture me scorn. Picture me scorn. I get bought for won't say, but they go for 11. Come get a 10-pack, get them cheaper. I can mill the man the dough, but I'm the source when talking.
According to AL.com, in 2014, the BC Rain Red Raiders has squeaked into the class of 5A playoffs following a 3-game winning streak to finish the season. For college, he attended Concordia College in Selma. Eventually, he also became a dad to a beautiful young girl. And as we know by now, he wasn't in a relationship with his daughter's mother. She had a new boyfriend. She was talking to a man named Marcus Sanders, 27 years old, from Mobile, Alabama. And they knew each other. And according to their lawyer, they had prior altercations.
Ex-girlfriend. He says his client and the victim have a history.
He has attacked Marcus previously. Marcus did not fight back, did not do anything, was attacked at Mardi Gras. They have pressed charges against him. He had a no contact order. The man should not have even been at the recital.
Now, the recital his lawyer is referencing to is at Saenger Theatre. This took place Sunday, on the 1st of June in 2025. Now, for those who don't know anything about the Saenger Theatre, it opened back in January 19, 1927. It was the 61st Saenger Theatre of a chain founded by J.H. and A.D. Saenger in New Orleans. There were Saenger Theatres located throughout the South, as well as Cuba and Puerto Rico. hailed as Alabama's greatest showplace and the most beautiful playhouse in all of Dixie. The Mobile Saenger Theatre took a year of construction at cost about $500,000, designed by re-owned architect Emily Well. The Mobile Saenger Theatre featured the following 3-color auditorium lighting and 2-manual 10-rank Robert Morton Theatre organ, full stage facilities to accommodate large road shows including stage and wardrobe traps, 4 floors of dressing rooms, musicians and choir rooms, and 2,615 seats. Around 1950, the seats on the floor were replaced and respaced, reducing the seating capacity to about 2,200. Seating capacity today is 1,921. Now Dance with a Z, one-on-one studio and dance, located in Mobile, Alabama, had rented the theater for a dance recital. And I want to give them huge props because that's a great dance studio and in no way, shape,
Dance 101 because it's so fun. I love Dance 101 because you get to dance. I love Dance 101 because I love to dance and I like dancing because it's the best.
And the recital was set to take place at 5:30, but at around 6:30, local police was called to the theater after reports of 2 people being shot, one of them being fatal, and the death of Carl Williams. May he rest in peace. I love condolences to his family. Allegedly, Marcus Sanders had shot Carl 4 times, later fleeing the scene before later turning himself in. Now, I can't show you the shooting in its entirety. This was the aftermath. Check out 60 seconds.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, I need y'all praying. Prayer warriors, we need y'all praying. We need y'all praying. Hola bullshit. He can pray, Robert. It's the man down. It's the man down. He under the basket. Oh, prayer warriors. Prayer warriors. I need y'all praying. 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 Ananana masataya. Hola the bullshit. Yeah, oh my God. Pray the bullshit. Oh, Mama Sataya. My God from Zion. Oh, Father, in the name of Jesus. Oh, God, only you are able. You're able, God, to heal, deliver, and in the Osaya. Oh, Father, heal the lay, God. Do it for him, 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 God. Oh my God. Yes, you can't even go to the children.
Marcus was later charged with murder and first-degree assault. Investigators found out that Sanders and Williams were arguing inside the theater during the children's dance recital. Sanders shot Williams, but a bullet also struck an innocent bystander in the crowd, a person who was shot in the ankle. Thank God she survived. Now, before I play the news clip, it seems since this incident happened, some people has been trying to justify the situation, and Carl's mother went to Facebook and said the following: at the end of the day, it was senseless. And to the young man who's condoning my son's death, may God be with you. It's not a 3-on-1. It was a 1-on-1. I lost my son over nonsense. I'm not going back and forth with nobody. I know I raised my son best of my ability, and my son was not a bitter baby dad. All he wanted to do was work and take care of his family. Feel however you feel about my boy. I was there, me, his mother. So please leave the negative comments. I love my son. He didn't deserve any of that. People are so evil, but my God sit high and look low. A grieving mom.
A children's dance recital turned deadly Sunday night after shots rang out inside Mobile's Saenger Theatre. A 27-year-old man was shot and later died, and another victim was shot in the ankle. Police say the shooter took off on foot, leaving the scene. What was left behind was a theater full of terrified kids and families. A shocking scene inside Mobile's Saenger Theatre.
All I heard was some arguing, and then from there, I heard gunshots, and I saw the fire from the gun, and we just hit the ground under the benches.
Mobile police say 2 men got into an argument before one of them pulled out a gun. 27-year-old Marcus Sanders is accused of shooting Carl Williams III, who later died. Another victim was shot in the ankle.
I took cover with my mom as everybody was trying to get out of the door. I learned to just be still. To be still, because as you're trying to run from a scene, you can cause yourself to get hurt even more. So we sat and we were still and we was calling on the name of Jesus, because that's who we know to call on in times of trouble.
And here you are.
And here we are.
Moments before the shooting, Williams took this video of his daughter performing on stage. Soon, families were running for their lives and students were taken to safety. NBC 15's Darwin Singleton spoke to a young girl who says she was in a dressing room.
You didn't get to perform, did you?
I only performed one.
That young girl's grandfather describes the worry he felt while separated from his granddaughter after the bullets went flying.
I've been crying.
I bet.
Because the kids are traumatized. And I'm traumatized because, you know, you come to an event for children and children who are doing things positive, and then you have this to happen. And it's just, it's nerve-wracking, man. I mean, it's going to stay with me for a while. And I've been trying to consult my granddaughter, but, you know, it's sad. It's sad.
Witnesses shared their frustration about the fact that a gun was brought to an event that was intended to be a happy moment.
It is, especially when kids are involved. You know, when a whole bunch of kids are involved, and a bullet has no name. And so at that moment, you're not thinking about the children, you know, and you're just thinking, it's senseless.
Yeah.
It's really senseless.
Mobile Police Chief William Jackson says the shooting appears to have stemmed from a domestic situation, and the suspect and deceased victim knew each other. Hours after the shooting, Sanders turned himself in. He's being charged with murder and first-degree assault. Minutes after the crowds cleared and the ambulances left, Mobile Police Chief William Jackson turned his attention to media to try to explain what happened. That's a difficult question to answer, but even more difficult is how do we keep it from happening again? NBC 15's Darwin Singleton covered last night's shooting and sat down with Chief Williams this afternoon to talk about that. Darwin, the chief, was visibly disturbed by what unfolded last night.
Well, Aubrey, Chief Jackson and I have had this same discussion several times over the past few months. Gun violence in very public places where children have been present. The shootings at Sage Park and Langham Park, to name a couple. Well, last night's jarring episode at Mobile's historic Saenger Theatre came during a children's dance recital where no metal detectors were in use, as they are for city or Saenger-sponsored events. The Saenger is managed by OVG, which does not require metal detectors nor extra security for private events. But Chief Jackson, who tells me he's still angry about what transpired last night, says security measures at the Saenger, well, they're about to change.
There was an officer of security there last night. However, he responded within seconds. He was out checking another area, and it happened, you know, in the arena part, and he had to rush to it. But yes, their protocols are being reviewed by the city, and I'm sure there'll be some type of changes between the city and their partner. I'm no less angry now than I was last night. It's senseless, it's despicable. These families and their children were celebrating. There's no reason gun violence should have ever erupted in there. So I'm as mad now about it as I was last night when we talked.
Earlier today, Mayor Sandy Stimpson noted that the theater manager, OVG, did not require that extra security for those private affairs at the Saenger, but he says that changes going forward as of now. So if you have to pass through a metal detector for, let's say, a
And to the young man, Rob Bolton Jr., who think it's okay, I'm gonna pray hard for you. Long live Carl. This was a very unfortunate situation. We do want to say rest in peace to Carl. Our love and condolences to his family. The fact that he lost his life in front of his daughter at her dance recital, you can only imagine the pain she's going to endure for the rest of her life. I'm sending love and prayers to everyone who was affected by the story we just talked about. Fam, let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. This was the story of a Mobile, Alabama man who was gunned down in front of his daughter by the hands of his baby mother's boyfriend. Talk to me in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And today, I'll catch you guys on the next one.